All right, yo, welcome back to another video. It's your boy Jamal from Blessed Investments. Thank you for clicking on this video. Let's get into it. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about the S21 Ultra and why I think it's a really good phone and it's super underrated, especially in 2021. The S21 Ultra is, Samsung's flagship phone of 2021. And every year Samsung releases a new phone that is the top of the top, with the new specs, the new Snapdragon chip, the new Exynos chip if you're not in North America. And yeah, they always put out a new flagship phone every single year, so it can feel like copy and paste. But I think this phone that they put out this year is actually very spectacular and very underrated because of a few things, and one of them being this camera right here. This camera system is one of the best camera systems on a smartphone in this time. And like, people sleep on this. Like, they think, oh, 100 times zoom is a gimmick, 100 times zoom is not really useful, but 100 times zoom is actually game changing, and it really does a lot. Like, it opens up the possibilities in terms of photos and videos that you can get. This camera system is actually pretty ridiculous in terms of, just being a smartphone camera. Like, you can actually do a lot with this. You can film looking quality videos with this. You can take really nice photos with this camera. So yeah, that's just one reason. The cameras are really good. Even the selfie camera is good. But then on top of that, like, it has everything you would want in a phone. Like, it has a really big battery. It has a very high quality screen. You got quad HD plus, plus 120 hertz. It has the newest processor, Snapdragon 888. So yeah, like, this phone is so capable. It's Samsung, so it has a lot of features like Samsung Dex, where you connect to a computer or a screen, a monitor or a TV, and it turns your phone into a desktop. It gives you a desktop interface where you can do different things, and it's really sick. And then you can also do that wirelessly, so you don't even need to connect it with a cord or anything like that. You can do it wirelessly. So this phone is a beast. You can do literally anything you would want a smartphone to do and more. Like, this phone is a computer in your pocket. Like, it just has a big screen. You can work on it. Like, the performance is good. I don't have any issues with it. No stutters, no lag. In terms of playing games, there's no issues with that. And then one of the best things about it too is that this phone has S Pen support. So people who had a Note phone before, Samsung Galaxy Note series phone, they're familiar with the S Pen. They're familiar with how it functions and stuff like that, how beneficial it is. But I think this is a really good addition for this phone. And low-key, I think all phones should be compatible with the S Pen, like all Samsung phones. You should just be able to have the option to buy an S Pen if you wanted to. But the fact that this phone has it is really nice because it's a big, like I said, big display, high quality, the colors are good, and you can just do so much now that you have the S Pen. And it's an option, right? It's optional. So you can have the S Pen and its case, or not, or without the case, and then you can have another case if you don't want to use the S Pen. So that's really cool, right? So you got options, and then the S Pen just functions so nice on the screen. You can do so much. You can edit photos, you can draw, you can paint, you can use it as a Corsair, like a mouse Corsair, and do so much. Like, it helps you touch the screen with precision so that you don't make too much mistakes. Like, if you have big fingers, then this really helps you with that. Like, there's just a lot to like about this phone. And the battery life is amazing. Like I said, it has a huge battery, but then on top of that, because it has the new processor for this year, it is really optimized and it's really power efficient. So the battery is gonna last a really long time on top of having a big battery, like, physically. So yeah, man, I mean, there's a lot I could say about this, but I feel like this phone speaks for itself. So what makes this phone not that good, or what downsides does this phone have? Just the fact that it's on Samsung software. So like I said earlier, there's a lot of benefits to Samsung software. Like, they have so many different features and customizations and things like that. But the fact that it's on Samsung software means that there's going to be random glitches. Like, it's not going to function as well as you would want it to. Sometimes, like, no matter how powerful your phone is or how fast your phone is when you're running One UI, which is Samsung's skin of Android OS, you're going to see like random hiccups or glitches. Like, I'm trying to show you, like, sometimes swiping out of an app, you'll see like a random glitch, or like it'll freeze for a second, or if you're multitasking, things will happen like that. And it's not bad. Like, it's usually like a 2-second thing. It's not that bad. It's not terrible. But in terms of, like, this is the highest quality phone that you can get right now. And like, just knowing that, seeing little glitches and stuff like that feels kind of bad. It feels a little bit annoying. Like, why is my phone glitching like this? Especially if you paid for this phone full price. First came out here in Canada, it was like 1800, something crazy like that. So if you paid for it full price, then you would probably be like, yo, like, this phone should not be glitching. This should be almost perfect. But like I said, it's not that bad, right? And like, realistically, with PCs, when you buy a computer, no matter how good or how powerful it is, no matter what price it is, like, it could be like $10,000, and you'll still encounter glitches with a PC, with a Mac. Like, there will still be, you know, occasional hiccups, occasional stutters. Doesn't matter how powerful it is. When you think about it like that, when this has like little glitches and stutters and stuff like that, it's all right. Like, it's not that bad. It's not a big deal, because that's something that you're going to experience across all types of technology, no matter what it is. I don't think I've experienced one device that did not have a glitch or a hiccup or a stutter, you know? So when I think about it like that, it's not that bad. And yeah, this phone, there's honestly not too much that I can say that is bad about it. Like, some downsides could be the size and, you know, the weight, but that really just depends on who you are, and what your tolerance is for like weight and holding a phone and a device and stuff like that. Like, for me, I find a lot of these devices pretty light. Like the Z Fold 3, pretty light for me. You know, the Tab S7, no problems holding that with one hand. iPad Pro, 11-inch, like, I hold those phones and those devices, those tablets, with one hand fine. You know, it doesn't hurt my wrist or anything like that. So that's just me though. But I know a lot of people, they might find this phone very heavy and hard to hold for a long period of time or whatever it is. So I think that's probably the main downside, just the size. It's either hit or miss for you. But other than that, it's not really too much. I guess one last downside would be the curved display. I really hate how the display curves off the side. I feel like that design should not exist on smartphones. Like, it's just not that good of a design. Like, I don't see the benefit of it. Like, what's the point of making the glass curve off the edge? Like, sure, it looks fancy, but it's like, it doesn't really add to my experience. If anything, it takes away. This phone has really good palm rejection and cancellation when it comes to like touching the sides by accident, but like, it's still the opportunity to do that. And then when we're talking about using the S Pen, if I get near the edge, it's so easy to just fall off the edge by accident, and then it ruins like my experience. You know, it's kind of annoying. Like, I'm working on something, so I kind of have to make the canvas smaller and keep it in the middle of the screen to avoid falling off the edge of the phone because of this curved display. Like, it really just is not beneficial at all. If the screen was flat, then the S Pen would go to the edge of the screen, no problems. But because it's not flat, I'm falling off the screen. I'm falling, and I'm having issues with my drawing, you know, or whatever I'm doing. So that's me. That's probably the worst thing about this phone for me. But other than that, this phone is like near perfect in my opinion. It's such a good phone, underrated, bro. And like, the fact that Samsung phones don't hold their price long term, like, this phone is already so much cheaper, like $1,000 cheaper than when it first released in Canada. So just knowing that, it's like, whoa, I can get this phone for like potentially $800 to $900 from somebody, maybe even less in the coming months. You know, when Samsung puts out more phones or whatever it is, the value just drops so low. And so because of that, like, you can get this amazing phone for such a cheap price. And next year it's going to be overkill. Like, this phone should last you for a good 5-6 years, to be honest. Speaking on the storage, one downside is that it doesn't have micro SD slot. That goes back to being near perfect, right? Functionality wise, hardware wise, it's there. It's good. Performance wise, it's good. It's amazing. But it lacks like headphone jack, SD card slot, all these different things, you know, even changeable batteries. Like, bring that back from the past. I don't know why we got rid of that. You know, little small things that they can tweak to make it perfect or make it good. But as it is right now, it's a really good phone. Super underrated, in my opinion. That is the S21 Ultra. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments below. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below. But in 2021, for normal form factor phones, you know, regular phones, not folding, this is the top phone in my opinion, and it's only getting cheaper. I don't see any other phone that's messing with this. No OnePlus, no Huawei, no Google, no other phones. But yeah, that's my opinion. So let me know what you think in the comments below. But that's it for now. We out. Peace. Thanks for listening.
I only listen to what God say.